What's going on, guys? We are back with another replay analysis. This time, a Fatalbiskuit. He is, I believe he said he was platinum. Yeah, just platinum ranks. I thought it was low platinum, but just platinum ranks, he says. Playing with a teammate. He got this replay analyzed by going to patreon.com/Gibbs00. It's in the description below. We do replay analysis there, free play, coaching tiers, some exclusive videos, be on like the friends list and Twitter and all that stuff. So go check it out. I should be adding something new to the $5 tier soon. So keep a lookout there. And of course, if you're on any of the other tiers, you're included on the earlier tiers, except for the replay analysis thing and free play. You know. Anyway, let's get to this analysis. He said him and his teammate a little bit worried about their rotations. It just don't seem to be working out for him. So we'll see how this goes. See where we go from here. Okay, first face-off. So I like this. He goes for the cheat. Like, this is textbook. It's just not one for him at all. He immediately goes back for boost. Perfectly fine. Sees the miss, then moves back up. So far, so good. All right, so this play right here, I don't think he used a lot of boost. Let's take a look. He uses, like, what, 20 there or so? Of course, it's hard to tell. Sonics, please. We need replay. I mean, we need boost everywhere in replays. I want to see all 4 boosts on this replay somewhere. I want to see everything. Anyway, he gets that boost. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter because he picks up the 100 there. He hasn't used any boost here. He's used 0, I believe. So he should be at 100. And he turns for the boost. This is what you should not do. You should trust your teammate on that big clear. And I understand trying to be a little passive, but honestly, that ball was going right to him and should have been a boomer. Worst case scenario, it's a 50-50, and I guess it bounces off the ceiling, and then you might have some problems, but generally, you should be moving up with this ball. You probably wasn't going to catch up to this anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but it's something to keep in mind, because I'm at least addicted, or Quack, I'll call him from now on. He looked for him. He threw it towards his side of the field, and that's what you want to do. When you're the last defender, if you see one of your teammates up, or in this case, your only teammate, then you should throw the ball up towards them. Just throw it into space that they can work. He just hit it a little too hard. That was the only problem. All right, here they both kind of retreat and just no one does anything. So you see how Quack's going for the boost. When you see this in a 2v2 scenario, the other guy on his way back should just go and try and bother the dribbler. You never want to give 2 teammates time or 2 opponents time to make a play because they can easily just laterally pass it and then make it a pretty simple shot. So what you want to do is, if you're the one coming back, just go bother them. Just go drive near them. You don't even have to necessarily touch the ball. They will probably make a move because they'll hear you coming, and it'll probably make it a lot easier of a save for the goalie. But here, he just gave him all the time in the world, and then the dribble actually did work. Wasn't even that fancy of a dribble. He just times this wrong, didn't know exactly where he was going to be. He's wearing a hard hat, though, so nice job, Quack. Didn't help him here, though, but tragedy... like you can kind of see that he had to catch up to the ball for a while. It might have looked like from Quack's perspective he wasn't going to catch the ball and he would have to be behind it. So kind of screwed him over there. But that's where you want to kind of challenge that ball. Even if you have no boost, turn around and just make a play in the ball and make the opponent do something so he loses just a bit of control and allows your goalie to make a play. It's a good face-off here. It's a good idea to attack. It was actually a nice shot by the goalie, not going for boost or not trying to run away. Making the play. Now he's got to circle back. Just pick up all 4 of these boost pads. Well done there. Or 4 of the 5. Now he can move up. He's picking up a lot of the welfare boost, which is a good idea. He doesn't have to go for a peanut if he just keeps picking them all up. Quack gets the dunk. Now those posts are really hard to read, so you can't expect much there. Time to restart the play. 2s is a little bit of a slower game. So right there, you see how Quack challenges? Tragedy has to make a move, and it makes it a very easy save for the keeper on your team. So look, he's going back. He's like, all right, let's make a move. It makes Tragedy hit the ball away from him, and also the bump by Quack. So he's also rocking the rubber ducky, so which makes sense for Quack. So Shogun would also be prepped. All right, so he gets the clear, but this play right here, you see how both blue cars are behind the ball? Their only real chance of doing anything, unless they hit it really poorly, is to throw it back into their corner. What I would have done as Fatal here is I would have started pushing up that right side to try and cut it off before it hits the corner. Maybe get a shot, but at least roll it into the front a lot quicker. Instead, he kind of sits on it, hoping that they would hit it off like the back of their cars and just it would just plop down. Now he has to go and attack this ball a little bit late. And it doesn't really work out for him. But on those, you kind of have to just presume that that's where they want to throw the ball and try and make a play out of it. Like, you still have another guy behind you. It's not like he was the last one left. So that's when you can take a bit more risk. In twos, it is hard because there is only one other defender. But on those plays where both of them are going to be out of the play anyway, it's not a bad idea to try and like assume where the ball's going to go and make a play off of it. On this play right here, he kind of just loses ball control, which you generally don't want. He has ball control, and Tragedy kind of giving it to him. See how he's like not actually attacking the ball? Here he kind of just throws in the corner, which at Platinum level isn't terrible. Sometimes it is a good idea to just kind of throw it in the corners, but he could have made a little bit more out of this by rolling up the wall. Like, what I would have loved to see is him actually take this up the wall and him follow behind it and start getting ready for a play where either Tragedy comes up, turns it to a 50-50, and it might spill out to the middle. But instead, he kind of just gave up possession. It did work out right there. The Quack made a really nice play to keep that ball on their side of the field. And then great save by the goalie. This is not a bad idea to go for this shot. The only time it's a bad idea in twos to go for a shot is if someone's already in net and the ball spills out right to them, then they get a really good clear. Here, there's not going to be a clear that results in a shot. So it's actually a pretty good idea to come challenge for this ball. It's a tough play. And again, he's Platinum, so you would expect them to miss that. But Jesus making the save. Saving us all, like always. And then Quack just gave up possession here a little bit too hard. I'm not sure why he did this. Let's see. Looks like just a bad first touch. It looked like he was trying to trap it. And just bad first touch. Goes right to Tragedy. And see how Tragedy's kind of already out there? It kind of helped that that's where he kind of landed, but he keeps up with it. He keeps driving forward just to see what type of hit he'll get. And it turns into a pass to him. And those are the ones where you're trying to assume, like, all right, he might hit this towards me. And even if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world because he doesn't really have a shot yet. So I can probably circle back. Going back to Fatal. This ball he could have attacked sooner. These I always see at Platinum level. This happens to me as well, where he's like a little bit cautious. He like backs off a little bit just to try and read the bounce for an extra second. And again, like on these, speed is key. And if you can get to the ball first, you're going to win a lot more games. And these are one of those plays where you could have probably got there first and beat him out and kept the ball in your possession. Those you just got to work on by you just have to go. You can't think about it, and eventually you'll get them right. You'll probably miss a lot. But that's why I would say go to unranked and try and do that. A good play here, just throwing it around the keep. So these plays, the other team is always going to try and block for the direct shot normally, or at least down the field. So it's always a good idea. Like this one, honestly, he's already driving this way, so he is going to hit it off this wall. Jesus should have read that and not have gone for it. But on plays where your head's up and you see someone coming to attack you, it is a good idea to dive the ball out and towards the wall, because they usually don't guard that. My nose is really itchy. And then, like, you can make a new play after that because they dove past the ball. Here, he makes him dive pass, and then just a free shot. Well done. Easy peasy. This is something I'm not a really big fan of. He jumps extremely early and then goes to the ball. The problem is when you're on top of the ball that much, if the ball is killed, you get launched into the air, and then you're out of the play. He doesn't get launched that badly there, but it can happen. So just gotta be careful with that. Excuse me. All right, here again, just giving up ball possession. There is literally no one here. So, like, sometimes it's a good idea around Platinum level to just boom it down the field, but you want to keep it in the air. Now, of course, you don't have to do this. You could also do the bounce. The small bounce, like chip shots, where you just sit behind the ball and chip it to yourself over and over again until you're close enough for a really good shot. And you always have to hit it right after the bounce. Here, though, he's got all the time in the world, and he goes up in the air, which is not a high percentage shot. It turns into the ball just going pretty low, and then Jesus can just make a pretty simple play. It didn't really work out for him there. But either wait for the bounce, boom that down the field, or if you're feeling good, then you go for the dribble play. And if you're feeling like, I can't really dribble, then you go for that chip shot where you just chip it and chip it just a little bit closer until you think you have enough to put it on net. But they score anyway. Didn't really matter. Quack comes in with the big play. Jesus trying to follow up behind, a little bit ball chasing, and then just all chaos. Just breaks loose. Tragedy bumps Jesus into the opponent, and they get a goal. Just a little bit ball chasing by blue team. Like, you don't want to send both to the same corner. Tragedy should have probably sat on that. Alright. Nothing really happened here. I like the boost grab, but okay, it worked out. Like, at least if someone challenges this ball. You see how they both were trying to retreat at first, but Quack did stop, even though he has no boost, and makes the play here to just disrupt the play a little bit. Turns into an easier play for Biscuit. It's Biscuit, right? Yeah, Fatalbiskuit. Now they get to push out. Now again, both in the same corner for blue. It's not really what you want to be doing. But Tragedy should be trying to hit this ball before it hits the wall or right after it hits the wall. So he doesn't have to read it, but he doesn't. And it goes in that corner, and then Jesus has to make the play instead. But these are one of those plays where Tragedy should be trying to meet that ball on the corner. So those corners are pesky, man. It's really hard to read those hits. So what you want to do is just try and hit the ball right before it hits that wall, so you don't have to worry about reading it. Alright, so here he goes for the double jump aerial. So this is what I do all the time. It's a bad habit. One thing that everyone should learn is the double pop aerial while you're boosting, because then you get up extremely quickly. Here, he double jumps and then boosts, but you should jump, tilt, boost, and jump again, and you'll get up a lot quicker, and he could have made a better play here instead of tipping it right down to Jesus. Luckily, Jesus was not the savior today and misses, but turns into an assist. Like, you have to figure, like, Jesus is not going to be selfless. Or selfish. I don't know why I said selfless. Damn you, Dapper. Anyway. We continue. Bad face-off. And that's the only problem when you cheat, is when these weird face-offs happen. But it worked out. Quack got back just in time. Uh-oh. The accidental double jump. Gotta hate those. Alright, so right here, he should attack at this point. Quack is behind him. He's got to make Tragedy make a play here. He attacks a little bit late, but it looks like Tragedy kind of just dribbled himself out of the play. So it works out. So we're down a goal. This is iffy right now. They're on their last legs here. I probably shouldn't have attacked this. If he has no boost, you should just sit net at this point. Let Tragedy make his play. Maybe go up the wall, like if you think Quack is going to land correctly and be in net. But don't follow behind the ball. It's not really going to help. He should have just drove up near his post and just guarded that inside post to try and hit it out. All right, Quack makes around one again, both blue in the same corner. This time it works out for him. Tragedy makes the play. And right here, like, it's hard because you haven't seen them do this play before yet during this game, but I would back up a little bit quicker. Quack's not really in the play, so you kind of want to be behind this ball just a bit more so you don't let them get, like, a free shot like this. And now it just looks like he's a little bit off. It seems like he's had a low boost for a while and just can't really figure it out. It works out, though, because what happens here is both players on blue go for the air. Like, right there, like, you can see if I don't change cars on accident. Both guys in the air. As soon as you see that in twos, there's a good chance that you could score. See how both, like, land too close, and then Quack just barely gets around them. And it's not even about being in the wrong position when you go up for those aerials. It's about both of them using all their boost, so they have no chance to make it back. So that's why you got to be really careful in plays like that and not have both guys go for it. It's more about how much boost you have, because if you have full boost, then you can retreat pretty easily anyway. But if you have nothing in the tank, then it's trouble. I don't mind this play where he goes in front of Quack. The only thing is I would just try and call him off. You would hope Quack would hear him jump, so he would let him have the play. But it doesn't happen, so they both go for it. Pretty dangerous, but it works out for him. Good play here by Fatal. The Tragedy's trying to be that nuisance up front. It's doing a pretty good job most of the time, but it was a good job by both of them to handle it there pretty cleanly. Quack gets it out. Grab the boost, okay. Here it is, here it is. Oh, just took a bad angle on it. He kind of just crept up just a bit too far. Right here, he gets antsy. Drives a little bit more forward than I would have wanted. Like, I would have rather him do a little bit of a handbrake, turn, try and go more sideways. He knows it's a wide open net, and maybe then, like, you might have been able to side flip into it. Maybe. While you're in the air. But they did have someone coming back quick, so you had to make a quick play. It was close. Just a little bit under it. Good save by Quack. Pretty simple save, though. Just waiting for that pass and then just jump in front of it. Here we go. Overtime. Getting the most for your money. See if you can make a tip. All right, so right there, like, when you do mash it into this corner, see here, he could have broke or used his brakes. I don't know if you would say broke. I don't know. And then tried to probably get a shot, actually, like if he would have stopped right away. At least tipped it for a shot. Or he could have got under it and tipped it off his hood just to make them miss. Like, your teammate's not going to be there because it's off the face-off, but to just make it a little bit more of a nuisance always helps. Let's see everyone missing here. Back should be pushing on that. Like, as soon as you see him not jump off the wall right away, you know that they're not going to go for the wall hit, and you've got to attack those walls right away. Pretty good kill on the wall. The problem is, like, when you kill the ball like this, you have to follow it up, and he goes off the wall. Wasn't sure how to read it. It was a little bit of a tough play. On those, sometimes it's better to turn off ball cam when you're on the wall like that. It can sometimes help, but it's hard to get used to, so it's up to you. This ball's spilling out to the middle. It's a good idea to just see what type of rebound it is. So smart play there by both of them, just backing off. Just seeing what happens. And both went for it, so that's always good. That's when you know it's a good pass. It doesn't have to be a pass to the teammate. It can just be a pass where it makes both opponents fly because they think it's a threat. And then you have your teammate there just waiting for a rebound. See if he can do it. Oh, all right, so he had a nice chip here. This is that chip dribble, and Tragedy is not necessarily going back right now. So this is a good idea to try and get the ball over him. Problem is he just goes a little bit too fast in front of it. He probably could have made a play there, but just going a little bit too speedy, too anxious. Can't make the play. That should be a boomer. Okay, that works. Wasn't as much of a boomer because he got a little bit late to the ball, but it still worked. That's all you have to do is get elevation down the field. Now they're rotating out. Right as you pick up that mid boost, like if it was there, I assume it was, but the replays get bugged. He should have not flipped there. He should have just been waiting to see what play he could have made, and he could have turned quickly in case something would have happened, but didn't matter. But it could at some point, so it's a good idea to not flip through a boost like that if you don't need to. Just get ready to handbrake through it so you can turn around. Always be on the ground whenever possible. All right, both trying to make the save, both trying to rotate out. That's fine. Not the end of the world. A little bit of a miss. It's not what you want in your end, but it happens. Good shot by Jesus. An okay save. Like, at least it had a little bit of elevation on it. And a little bit of speed to get it more out to the middle, but those are a little risky. Could have been cleaner. Alright, so this is tough. Alright, so like, if you're going to turn and attack this, like, right here you have two options. Either go to your goal line, try and save the shot, or you attack it. But if you're going to attack it, you need to jump early and quickly so you can be the higher car when the ball is coming down. Here, he actually jumps pretty late and gets beat out. And when you do decide that, though, you have to jump extremely quickly. Oh, and then Quack with a miss. Oh, no. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Ball rolls up the wall. He really didn't have to fight at this. It's so close to his wall. He could have just drove off the wall and just did a little tap to get it out. But he knows it. Going into the turtle formation for the loss. And that'll do it for this game. Like, I don't think necessarily the rotations were terrible. It's just, like, some of the touches more. It's usually not always rotations. It's, like, the weakness of touches or just giving away ball possession. It happens a lot around these levels. But thank you so much, Fatalbiskuit, for the replay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Later.